Hi there, it's Mr. D with Hudson Piano Studio. Hope you're having a great day. I am living in the world of the 3-year-old right now. My two boys just turned 3, and there's a lot of emotions in the house. I took them to jump at the trampoline park the other day, and they were super excited. And the emotion I would say was happy, elated, thrilled, joyful. But then when we got ready to get in the car to come home for nap time, the emotions turned the opposite to despair and sadness and thrashing around. So, we as humans, especially little humans, but we as humans have emotions and we convey those in a lot of different ways. Music also has emotions. So, today we're going to talk about how to convey emotion through music and specifically through something called major and minor chords. So, just want to talk to you a little bit about major and minor chords today. Now, major chords, they help us because they convey happiness and joy. They sound joyful. They're a major chord. When we play them, we feel a certain emotion. We feel happiness. The opposite of that is the minor chord. And this is good because it helps us convey those emotions of sadness or sometimes fear or like spookiness. So, we're going to talk about how to know the difference today between a major and a minor chord. Um, Major and minor chords have the same basic foundation that we work from. So they start with, we're going to use C. We're going to base it on the note C today. So the note C, if you are from there and you count up five, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, C and G are in every a fifth, or an interval is what we call that. The distance between two notes, interval of a fifth, is in every major and minor chord. So it starts there. And then when you want to make it a major chord, you take the middle note and you add it, and that's E. So it would be C, E, G. And that makes a major chord. Now, how to know if it's a major chord is between your first two notes, you're going to have three notes. So you start on a note and you count 1, 2, 3. And then when you hit the next note in the line, you hold that down, and then in between the top two there's two. So we've got three between the first two and two between the top two, and that's called a major chord. Now, in order to make that a minor chord, you would take your middle note and you would actually just lower it to the next note to the left. In this case, it moves from E to E flat, and that makes it a minor chord. It changes the mood from happy to sad or serious just by the change of one note. So that's the difference in a major and minor chord. Major chords have three notes in between the first two, two in between the top two, and then it reverses for the minor chord. You have two here and three between the top two. Okay. There are also some other kinds of chords that are a little bit less used. We think of a major chord as being happy, like we see in the picture here. The emoji of the happy face is here. And then we have the minor chord, which is the sad face. Boo-hoo. That's the sad face. Now, there's a couple of chords that are less frequently used, but it's good to note what they are. If you take the top note and lower it, that's called a diminished chord, and that makes it seem very fearful or spooky. And that's, you can see the emoji of the like worried look, and so that's the sound of a diminished chord. And how you know a diminished chord is there are two notes in between the bottom two and the top two notes. That's called diminished. And then the fourth quality of chord that we want to know about is called augmented. And see the emoji that's got his eyebrow kind of raised like this? This is called augmented, and it sounds like this. And it puts three notes in between the bottom two and the top two, and that's called augmented. Now, normally the major and the minor chords are the majority of the chords that we use. We rarely use diminished or augmented, but they are there on occasion in a little bit more advanced music. So if you're just starting out, you're gonna lean into major and minor chords primarily, and then when you get a little more advanced, the diminished and the augmented will come into play. The types of triads that we have here, we mentioned, are the major, and then we have the minor, and you can physically see them right there. The diminished is the dropped top two notes, and the augmented has the raised fifth, like that. Okay, so those are types of triads. Triad is just another name for a chord. Tri meaning three. So there are three notes, triad. And then a chord can have three or four notes, but typically it has three. Okay. Here's a few types of major chords that are based all on either white keys or have a mix of white and black. So we have C major, C, E, G is all white keys. We have F major, which is all white keys as well. And then we have G major, which is all white keys. Three that have a black key in the middle are D major, which is the F sharp, E major, and A. They're always named by the note that they begin with. So if it's A major, it begins with the note A, and that's why it's named that. And then there's some other more advanced ones that have a white key in the middle with two black keys on the other end. So those are major keys. And then the minor keys are here. These are the sad ones: D minor, E minor, A minor. Those are all the ones with just white keys. And then we have some with a black key in the middle here: C minor, F minor, and G minor. Okay, and then they go on from there. If you would like a copy of this major or minor chords, I'm happy to give you one of these. Anytime I can, if you're watching this video and want to get it from me, just send me a comment, or I can give it to you at your lesson if you take lessons from me. I want to use an example of the song Perfect by Ed Sheeran. This has a mix of major and minor chords in it to sort of present a mood. This is like a pop ballad. It starts out the with the chord G, and it goes. I'll play a little bit of it for you. I found a love. That's a major chord for me, and then it goes to a minor chord, E minor. Darling, just dive right in. It goes to C, which is a major chord, and then it goes to D. Follow my lead, and it repeats itself. I found a girl, beautiful and sweet. I never knew you were the someone waiting for me. So those have G, E minor, C, and D in those. And it has three out of the four major and then one minor. So chords are awesome. They help us convey emotion. They help us say whether we're happy, whether we're sad, whether we're scared. Those are all things that we have in the human experience, and music helps us convey those. So it's awesome to learn about chords. You can play so many songs if you know chords. They're really valuable, and I'm happy to work with you more on an individual basis if you take lessons. I hope you have an awesome day. If you have any questions about chords or any other thing, let me know. Find me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or email directly, and all that's under Hudson Piano Studio. Hope you have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.